What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. This your boy Narik Chase, and in this video we're going to be doing another streamline podcast. Sorry I ain't been doing this in a while. Been doing other videos and stuff and other projects, but we're going to go ahead and get into this and get into the strong episode 59. And we're going to be talking about something. I just got through watching the seventh and final season of Once Upon a Time, and there's a lot that I want to just sit here and just rap about. But let's go ahead and just get into the meat of this. Now, look, I was kind of disappointed that there was going to be when I heard that was a seventh season, especially the way the sixth season did left off. It left off with this really open-ended possible reboot or continuation series, and I was like, okay, cool. And then they came out with a seventh season, and then a lot of people did not like the idea of a seventh season, especially considering how the sixth season did leave off. But at the same time, and plus, a lot of people didn't like the seventh season. Like, people said it's full of problems and stuff. Me and Madam B sat here and we talked about it. There was a lot of things that I liked about it. There was a lot of things I didn't like about it, and I'm not gonna lie. I just wanted. At the end of it, I was crying. Like, I was crying like a little bitch, man. But I was like, I enjoyed it. If you thought the ending for season 6 was good, like how they left everything, no. Season 7 completely killed it. It was when they say that everybody wanted a happy ending, everybody got the fucking happy ending. I can't even talk right. You see, I'm here messing up while I'm talking. All right. Anyway, so the main story this time around is Henry Mills is actually doing his thing. He doesn't remember shit about Storybrooke. He doesn't remember anything about the fairy tale adventures he was on. And then he ends up meeting this little girl who professes to be his daughter. So he goes to this area called Hyperion Heights to take the girl back to her mother, which is where he meets Jacinda. Jacinda is the normal real life persona of Cinderella. So the whole series basically is about Henry trying to uncover the secrets and all of these different stories and meet all these characters in Hyperion Heights. Although he doesn't remember what's going on with him, he doesn't remember anything about Storybrooke. He doesn't remember anything. Now, for those who love some of the who just love the main cast from the original 6 seasons or whatever, we do get some that do make a return. We get Mr. Gold, whose name is Weaver, something like that. He's this cop. You got Ronnie, who is actually Regina, who's this bartender. You get Hook, who comes back. He's this officer as well. And that's about the gist of it. I mean, Zelina does make a return. She's this Zumba teacher or yoga teacher or a fitness teacher or something like that. But for the most part, you get about those four, and the rest of them are just really new characters. You got Henry. I really like his character. He kind of annoyed me a little bit with the whole, well, I'm 100% like understands that this is not true. This is not true. This is not true. I understand that they kind of went that way with Emma Swan, and it kind of felt, it kind of made sense then, but even then she started picking up on little things that, but in this one he doesn't really pick up on it. So his slow building of him remembering what was going on or whatever takes fucking forever. I didn't think it would ever happen, but he does have this relationship with this chick named Jacinda. Now I don't understand why the hell Jacinda even talked to this dude, especially after what he did. They got her child taken away, but Jacinda is the Cinderella and the evil stepmother. The stepmother is this rich businesswoman that owns every damn thing, and she's causing hell for everyone, especially Jacinda. So you get a bit of a backstory with them, and she's actually, I was like, I really can't really connect with the character. I really didn't like Cinderella that much either at first because she just whined too much. Every time something happened, she was just whining and fucking whining. And I'm like, shut the hell up and go do something. Your daughter's missing. Stop whining and go get her. You lost custody of your daughter. Go get your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, came off really whining. And I could not stand that. I was like, damn you. But when she actually does develop as a character, about midway through the series, I actually start liking the character a little bit more, especially. And I guess it's made worse because of the fact that when you see her in the fairy tale world, she doesn't act like that. She acts tough as nails and things like that. So you kind of get the gist. And she was kind of one of those characters. I was like, eh. Now the stepmother, I thought she was all right. When we do get a bit more into her backstory, I feel like she felt more like a fake ass version of the Mayor Regina back in the day in the first season. She just was just all into everything, and it's just like I don't understand why she's into everything. Like I don't understand what the hell her motivation is. You find out that one of her daughters end up not dying, but I guess she's frozen in time because if she's unfrozen, she dies or whatever. Fine. But I mean, that was pretty cool or whatever. It's pretty interesting. And then she has another daughter. I can't remember the damn girl's name for the life of me right now. But it's a weird ass name. What was that freaking girl? Anastasia? No, Drusilla. Yeah, Anastasia Drusilla. Anastasia got put in a super shock, magical coma, or whatever the fuck she was in. And then Drusilla is the daughter that really hates her mom, the stepmother, because the stepmother always talks about Anastasia all the time and just kind of overlooks her and talks about her, talks down to her. Now, one thing about the dynamic between them I felt was kind of weird was, all right, okay, you talking shit to your daughter because you like the other daughter, basically. Then in the end, she does do something, and this thing's for. I'm trying not to be a spoiler thing, but I'm just gonna spoil. Yeah, fuck this, I don't care. But anyways, I'm just rambling. Yeah, wait for the review. But yes, Drusilla has this really bad relationship with her, but it's kind of weird because it's like, ain't that the same way you're treating Cinderella? Shouldn't you kind of treat Drusilla a little bit better? So, and there's this weird dynamic of in season 7, if they done one thing with season 7, they packed it. Like, well, if you thought that the 2 villains per season before season 7 was just too damn much, you have no idea. This one has like 6 villains in it. Each one of them does have something of an interesting story. The one character I would have liked to see more on, which got completely undercut, was Sambi Fernandez. What's that guy's name? He was on the Princess and the Frog. That guy. That villain. I can't remember this guy's name for the life of me. I don't. Facilier. Yeah. Facilier. I think he was probably the most underutilized character though. Especially what's the arc that happens like in the last 2 episodes of it. He was actually pretty interesting, and it was like I don't understand if he's a good guy, if he's a bad guy, if he's an anti-hero, anti-villain. So and because he does good things, he kind of does bad things too. So I would have liked to see him be develop a little bit more. Plus, I would have liked to see more of his relationship with Regina because they mentioned several times that they're an item. They go into it. You can tell there's something kind of there, but they never expound upon it. I think if that's one storyline I wish they could have explored a little bit more, is probably that one. But yes, there's the evil just the dream world Rumpelstiltskin as a villain. There's Drusilla that's a villain. There's Gothel as a villain. There's the stepmother as a villain. There's a freaking Sam D. He's a villain. So there's a lot of damn villains, and there's a lot of ground to cover in this season. As far as one of my favorite characters, kind of annoying, but kind of one of my favorite characters was Tilly. And of course, she's Alice, so Alice in Wonderland. And she's happened to also be Dreamhook's daughter. And she has an interesting story about, also being somewhat. She also kind of plays the what's the chick that was stuck in the top, Rapunzel. But Rapunzel's actually the stepmother, the evil stepmother. So I thought that was actually an interesting story, and about how Gothel and how Alice came to be with Gothel and all that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. They do. There was another bad guy, Hansel. Hansel was going around killing witches and shit. So I actually liked that storyline. I thought that one was badass. It was pretty short. It was like 2 episodes. So I wish they kind of would have kept sticking with that one. But the whole Hansel and Gretel, I'm glad to actually put that in there. So that was pretty cool as well. We get one of the things that did happen in season 7 that I really like. I was crying. Was the whole storyline with Rumpelstiltskin. Um, what happens at the beginning of the series with the character and what happens at the end was definitely like a good send off for the character. I was like, fucking a happy ending, definitely deserved it. Um, Also, a bit. I don't. Even, I was crying like a bitch. That's all I can say. Look, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about now. I'm just talking now. But let's go down the characters. I liked Lana Parrilla. She came back as she's Ronnie, of course. I liked. I didn't. I'm on the fence about Hook being in season 7. I didn't like him in look, I liked his character, and I felt like okay when he died the first time, and like died 2 times in the first 6 damn seasons. He should have stayed dead because he was a cool character, but you don't need to bring him back. I feel like they brought him back for like fan service. He did have an interesting story, but I felt like that story could have been any other character but Hook. But they did a great job with Hook as well, so I guess I could forgive him for that. Henry Mills, I really wish that his character would have awoken a little bit sooner because everything kind of feels rushed after that. But it was a good moment for him to wake up, so I was like, okay with that. Cinderella, like I said, bothered the fuck out of me in the first half of the season because she just whined. It was just distraught. I can't help myself. Life is hopeless. Somebody help me. So I didn't like that. But when she actually got a bit of a backbone and stopped with the wine, and I actually enjoyed the character. Rapunzel, Lady Tremaine, Victoria Belfry, all of them. She's the stepmother. I like the stepmother storyline. I just kind of wish that I might have connected with the character a little bit better had she had some connection with Drusilla, and not all of this one for Anastasia, because that I think that would have helped me. I think that would have actually helped me kind of connect with a little bit. Look, I can understand you hating on Cinderella. Uh, I can understand you hating on Cinderella, but why are you hating on Gisela? I still don't understand that. But when they did provide some backstory, I was like, okay, I'm kind of behind the character. It doesn't explain why she's a complete dick. And also, how she came to power in Fairy Tale Land was bullshit. She just came up and said, yo, this chick killed the king or the prince or whatever it is. Get her. And then like nobody questioned it. And then all of a sudden she starts acquiring all these magical items and all of this stuff from the kingdom, now from the castle and stuff. I was like, what in the hell? So I didn't understand that part, but I don't understand why she was such a bitch. I mean, I guess Anastasia, but still, come on, you could have did a little bit better with that. Who else? Lucy Mills. Lucy. The little girl Lucy, I thought she was adorable. She does a pretty good job. I like the character. She does manage to kind of recreate the effect Henry had in the first season of the first Once Upon a Time. So I didn't really mind. The acting was a little bit forced here and there, but she did a pretty good job. Sabine, I hated that bitch. I did not like that character until like maybe the last 2 episodes. I have no idea why I don't like this character, but okay. And Rumpelstiltskin, I felt like his character again probably shouldn't have been in it. In fact, look, none of the original ones. I don't think they should have been in it. They had a good story for why they were in it, but I kind of feel like fan service. Even though I did like that. Basically, everybody got their happy ending, so I'm good with that too. Drusilla, I thought she was actually a decent character. She had some decent motivation. I kind of can get behind why she was doing the things that she was doing. But I wish they could have did. It gave her a little bit more depth because, like I said, her and her mom was like at each other's throats, and I'm like, why? I understand you hating both of y'all hating Cinderella, but why Drusilla? That kind of threw me off. And also this whole Gothel thing. I think the whole Gothel thing was like, I don't want to say she was like forced in. And I understand her story, but I felt the story like it was too damn rushed. Like, you know how some of the characters, they give you backstory and it takes 2 episodes to tell you the whole full story? I think they could have did that with her character. Because it felt like everything was rushed. And it's like when you watched Maleficent, and then you got one guy be a dick to her, and then she's like, "I hate humanity," and it's kind of like that. But they do add this like big thing to it, and it's like I don't understand how the hell that happened. But and Gothel was an interesting character, and I think Gothel to me was like the Black Fairy was in season 6. Interesting character, but I don't think she was menacing enough. I don't think that they got into it as you know what I'm saying? I don't think they got into it enough for me to be like, okay, her character was fucking awesome. Like I would shit myself if I saw this character. Like, no, I don't see that now. Alice, I thought she was pretty cool. One of the things that she kinda annoyed me with was this whole she's from Alice in Wonderland, so she's crazy like the Mad Hatter and the teacups and the rabbit, the white rabbit and all that stuff. And it felt like every time she was trying to give exposition, she kind of that crap just kind of happens. So it's like, are you lucid? Tell us what we need to know. Is it left or right? Quit talking about marmalade. But I'm glad Smee came back. I'm glad Belle came back. I actually didn't mind the Wicked Witch. She was pretty cool. But it was only supported because basically Regina was in it. I do like that there was some animosity between Zelina and Gold, so I was there for that as well. Again, like I said, with Sam D, he was one of my favorite characters. He was very mysterious. He was badass. He was very sneaky and very smart. My only problem with the character was he was just basically cut short. We didn't get no backstory on him. We didn't get to know what his plans was. We didn't get to see a full developing arc with him and Regina. So they completely shitted on that character. If there was one character that if they decided to do a season 8 or whatever, and he wasn't in season 7, I could have rolled with that. Of course, I talked about Rapunzel. I did like Robin Hood. There's a new Robin Hood, and it's Robin Hood's daughter named Robin Hood, who's Elena's daughter. So I really appreciated that she came in. Her and Tilly do have, her and Alice do, are a couple and everything. And this time around, I was like, okay, well, they're gay. And I'm like, oh, okay. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing like what happened with Red Riding Hood, where it just came out of fucking nowhere. But, okay. Which I would have actually liked to see her. But, okay. Now, again, I did like the Hansel and Gretel story that they did have, and I wish it could have been more extensive. I wish that they could have expounded upon it a little bit more. It was very interesting. Too bad it was cut short again. Like I said, they had put so many things into this season. Like, it was just ridiculous. And even with Anastasia, when she finally comes back, it's like, even her. It was just, it happened and then it didn't happen. And you gotta forgive me, I'm sitting here talking so fast, I'm sitting here and swallowing shit and woo. But is season 7, thank you. Whew, I'm about to choke the shit out of myself. This video is brought to you by Crystal Geyser Natural Alpine Spring Water. Hey, I know them motherfuckers ain't sponsoring my shit. This tastes good to drink. But is season 7 bad? I wouldn't say it's bad. It's interesting. It's a different take. There are some elements that they do take from the first season that I feel like they replicated. I think they replicated well, but I also think they shouldn't have replicated. Should we have brought back some of the original cast? I'm not sure how the story would have turned out had they done that. But I feel like, even though it might feel that way at the beginning of it, towards the middle and then towards the end, it's wrapped up a lot better. So it doesn't feel really out of place. So I think that's basically what I'm saying about the first part of it. Feels like everything's just all over the damn place. But towards the end, it kind of does wrap up, which, okay, fine. We're good with that. Should we actually been able to explore another thing of Once Upon a Time? I think yes. They have so many freaking characters. And like I said, I think if they would have tightened up a little bit more on the story, taken out some of the stories, and probably ran with like a season 8. Although the show got canceled, I'm not gonna lie, it left off on a fucking good note. I cried my, I was crying. But it was actually a good season. It was entertaining. It was frustrating as hell. I'm not gonna lie to you, frustrating. That this was frustrating. It was like watching Pretty Little Liars again. Frustrating, because you because one thing I never understood is the whole Henry and Jacinda relationship. They feel like they're adults. They're like 30. So it's like, why are you acting like kids expressing yourself to each other? Now, when they I do like that their relationship does build up. In the fairy tale world, it's like love at first sight. But I will give them this on that. They do build a relationship up. It isn't like, okay, we were fated to be together, that's why we're together. Like, no, they actually start over in the real world and build a relationship. So I did not mind that. The whole story with the stepmother and Drusilla and Anastasia was interesting. It was interesting, and it did leave off on a kind of good note. The whole Gothel thing rushed. They rushed the hell out of that. They finally get this world-ending event, and it's over in the episode. They really killed the stakes. So I'm like, okay, thank y'all for that. Y'all really rushed that. Again, the whole relationship with Sam D and Regina, they killed that too. But there are two character deaths that do happen. No, there's a couple of people that do die in this season, which they went kind of dark path on this. But I didn't mind it because it actually gave so much more emotional depth. And I'm not gonna lie, when those deaths, two of those deaths happened, my eyes were watering. And then the way everything was left off, that they left it off with everything wrapped up. Like, honestly, now at this point, there should not be. And I love the fact they didn't leave off on no damn cliffhanger. Everything was it. All the stories, everything is fucking it. Look, if you're not a fan of Once Upon a Time, season 7 might not be for you. I would say if you watch the first few seasons, watch this one. I thought it was good. I actually enjoyed it. It's a lot of shit to keep up with, and you wouldn't have to have seen the other 6 seasons, I don't think, to watch this one, because it feels like a standalone with some connections to the first season. I mean, first 6 seasons. But I really enjoyed the last act of it. It was great. There was even an interesting twist to it. Me and Madam B was watching, and we was like, man, we really wish this character would be here. And the character wasn't there, and we were like, oh, this is bogus. Then the character pops up, and we're like, yeah! So, it was great. I really enjoyed it. Before I choke on my own stuff, guys, in the comment section below, let me know, what are your thoughts about Once Upon a Time Season 7? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Tell me what your favorite characters were. Tell me what your favorite storylines were. And tell me what your favorite episodes were. Also, be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what the hell we got going on this channel. And we'll definitely catch you guys later. The next Streamline Podcast, Raphael, out. And yes, I said mine.